All right, this is going to be my 3 rules for looking that I now apply to when I'm looking for a woman in my life. 3 rules, folks, and then maybe some random talk. Keep in mind I've not tried out these rules. I've tried them out in my head on the past. Bone shattering crack. Rule number 1. They can't be crazy. And you can define crazy whatever way you particularly like to, but I think the rule is the classic. Doing something that gets a result, repeating that and getting the same result, and then you just keep repeating that and being surprised and disappointed the exact same thing keeps happening. Keeping and doing that is crazy. After you get a couple negative results, you change the way you think and act. It's just true. That's called healthy, as opposed to being crazy. Rule number 2. You can't talk all the time. It kind of connects to the first rule. Typically people who talk, sing, hum, whistle, drum, all those mannerisms that keep you from sitting there quietly and thinking. It's not about becoming more intelligent, it's about actually facing the thoughts that are going on inside your head. And if anything's bothering you, if something happened a long, long time ago, if something happened just recently, if you're worried something's going to happen, not thinking about it is not a solution. You can't talk all the time. Third rule, you cannot intentionally interfere with my state of calm. An example, you might say like, well, you could just claim you're messing with my calm on any particular one thing, like I didn't get the dinner I was expecting, or something like that. But look at it this way. We're in a car, someone's driving, I'm in the passenger seat. We start going past the speed limit, and I say, it makes me nervous when we go past the speed limit. And then the response to that is to speed up. And then my response to that would be like, I believe you're doing something that's unsafe and is putting us both at risk. And if the response to that is to still speed up, then you are intentionally trying to interfere with my calm. And my calm is there for a reason, which is typically to keep me operating at the highest level and let me know when something's happening around me, something's going wrong or right. When I leave calm and I become unhappy, it's a signal for me to pay attention to that. When I leave calm and become very happy, that's a signal for me to enjoy that. So, feel free to increase my happiness, but be aware that making me unhappy is going to be a signal to me to like, this is something that we need to change. We need to start looking for a bunch of different solutions and then together choose some good ones that bring me back to calm. Can't be crazy. You can't talk all the time. And you need to be aware that me being calm is very important. Yeah. I apply that to a bunch of situations in my past with men and women relationships, friendships even, and realize I would have made drastic changes. For instance, talking about guys, I had this guy called me on the phone constantly. I'm like, hey man, don't call me on the phone all the time. Just text me. Like, you text me once, say, want to get together next Tuesday, and then when I get my phone, when I see my phone next, I'll say like, yeah, Tuesday. What about 6 in the evening or 7? What's good for you? Not like I get the phone, I get my phone, I see like At one point in time, there was 11 messages on my phone. None of them said anything, and I had to listen to all of them to delete them. I literally, like, this was an old phone. It only cost me like $20. I literally just got rid of the phone. Fucker wouldn't learn. And I would have done that much faster if I would have applied my rules, but to both men and women, now that I think about it. Though, basically, but what my thoughts are, though, relationships. Like, you could be friends with men and women that like behave in all sorts of ways, and I could tolerate that because I don't see them that often. But my idea of like being around somebody that I see a lot, sane, mostly quiet, and thinks that me being calm is in their best interest. What makes me happy should make them happy. Vice versa. If I see that I'm upsetting somebody, I try to adjust as much as I can, including avoiding somebody. There's been people in my lives that I'm like, I just drive this person crazy. I got to avoid them. Most recently, there's people that I've actually had to unfollow on Facebook because typically my responses to them freak them out. And you know, actually, there's been a couple of those that have happened, like boom, boom, boom. And one of them actually like was responding to somebody else in a way that I would have normally, the things I normally would have said, someone else was saying it. And this person said, listen, I was putting this out here for me, and the topic was this, and now everyone's discussing side issues. And so they were like really, really upset that like people were discussing things and the focus came off them, or they felt the focus came off them. Which once I start looking at things that way, I suddenly realize like, hey, the suggestions of like, hey, you could try this, it might work out better and differently. That's true, but that's not what they were talking about. What they were talking about was like, my feels right now, or my focus right now is on this, and that's either focus is on my focus, or you should be posting on your own page, kind of thing. Silly old Facebook. I love it so much, though. I had a relative of mine that was in the war, and this was the whole talking not all the time. You can't talk all the time. This person would whistle and hum the moment he started waking up till he fell asleep. And the idea is like, that's why they played loud music outside of cabins when like crazies are in there. The police come out and like bombard them with loud music because it's hard to think, you know, like when a jet's going overhead or someone's shouting repetitive commands over and over, it's hard to think. And so if you do that to yourself, basically you're broadcasting loud music to your own brain. Come to think of it, actually, I know a couple people that they all like marijuana, now that I think about it. But they also play loud music all the time. They go from loud music to their house to loud music in their car. And I just can't help but think that the combination of drugs and loud music keep them not thinking. Because one of my observations I made for them is these people are in their 40s and they act like they're 22 or 19 going on 22 or something like that. 22 going on 19. I was thinking about crazy, like for instance, irrational fears. Like I have a fear now of water since 3 years ago, I think it was, that I almost drowned. I think it would be crazy if I went out and bought a life vest and kept swimming. You know, like I think it would be crazy to let a fear become a part of your life and think I'm going to drag that through my whole life now. That fear and I are now going to be the best friends. You know, like that's not going to be a part of who I am. It's like, as opposed to like something bad happened to me, and for years now I've been struggling to diminish its impact on me until one day I know I'm going to jump straight into the water and not even think about it. And I'll do that through a whole lot of hard work and a whole lot of confronting what bothers me so that I don't end up with any kind of that crazy in my head. Oh boy. I've only got a couple things planned today. I'm going to do them real fast. then I'm gonna sit around watching TV, playing video games, and I'll probably eat some good food. Actually, I was gonna say eating junk food, but I've got really delicious, healthy food ready to go, so I'll cook that up. All right, remember everybody, don't be crazy, don't talk too much, and admire calm. Admire calm as a way of life.